Alright? So again, the detail of why it is the Abba, it is the embodiment, incarnation of Abba Father. The Most High Yahweh Creator is to be praised. Yes, I. Right. Hallelujah. So you see, brothers and sisters, it is the Abba, Elohim, the Creator, that raised Yahoshua Ha Moshiyah, the Son, from the dead. When you interpret the scriptures properly. But Christ, the Son, in the first advent and as the Savior, and the Abba are one. But there's Ahad, the power of the Trinity, Selassie. Put an end to all this confusion. It's called Christians, so-called Christianity, that try to demonize Rastafari through lack of interpretation and understanding, because of ignorance and false doctrines. And so many false witnesses out there within the whitewashing of modern Christianity, outside of the Tawahid of Ethiopian Orthodox or the original Judeo-Christian faith. You know, Ethiopia, where the colors of the divine colors of red, gold, and green, the Ethiopian flag of the new African Zion, the so-called Rasta colors, the colors of iration, symbolize the monarchy of King David through Solomon. So to this day, Ethiopia, the only nation in Mother Africa that is colonized to this day, despite the creeping coup and that invasion of these serpents amongst careless Ethiopians since 1974, 1975, His Imperial Majesty betrayed by his own people, just like the story of Iyesus Krestos. But we'll get into that in lectures to come. So I'm not going to be preaching like I did in earlier videos 2 years ago about, oh, I'm Christian spiritually, I'm Muslim spiritually. You know, Muslim is one who submits to God. Well, in the definition, still is true. I'm not going to be like a lot of other people, and no disrespect, other groups of people, the Wahabians, to say, oh, I'm everything to everybody, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist. No, I'm a true Christian. Spiritually, I'm a Christian. Only in the light of the Most High Jah, Rastafari, and that new name. As both a faithful, converted Israelite of spirit, and Christian spiritually, only from an Eastern Orthodox perspective. But taking upon the Sanskrit tongue Christian in the West, no, I'm Rastafari, the true Christian man, in his likeness. Because the Father was the perfect, the embodiment of Abba Father, now Abba Kadus, as Karamawi Haile Selassie the First. More Ambessa Samgeta Yehuda, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, as King of Kings in Ethiopia, was the perfect witness to the Son. As the Son, Yahoshua Ha Moshiyah, our Savior, the perfect witness to the Father. Yet the Father and the Son are one. This is the mystery of the Triune, the Trinity. So all those who can't understand what I'm saying quite yet, even those Christians who believe in God and Jesus Christ, or Yeshua, on a basic messianic or Christian level, okay, God bless you for that, but I advise you to study the Jewish Trinity. There's a book called the Jewish Trinity. Despite certain whitewashed images of Christ, there's a lot of key points and good information in that book. And big ups to Wyndham Yadin, the Lion of Judah Society, other YouTube pages out there like Word Sound and Power Manifest, fellow brethren, speaking the truth about His Imperial Majesty as the true King of Kings and His Christ, Yahoshua Ha Moshiyah. So I'll leave it at that. You know, as you grow, as I have grown in the past year, I've had to go through other personal trials and tribulations to grow up into the King of Kings. Yes, we are individual divine beings. Like it says in Psalm 82 verse 6, I say you are gods or divine beings in my likeness. Nevertheless, you shall fall like any mortal or any prince because of the curse of sin of all humanity. So our salvation is spiritual through the Most High in Yeshua, in Jesus Christ. That is the way to the Father, through the Son. No other way. And the true testimony of Yeshua or Jesus Christ is to love and keep Yahweh's commandments, to keep Jah commandments, that is the source of the true Judeo-Christian faith, the Tewahedo faith of Ethiopian Orthodox that His Imperial Majesty restored. You notice before the first black Hebrew Israelites and the black Jews of Harlem and the rise of even Marcus Garvey and other Christians and prophets and even the Rastafari movement in Jamaica and West Indies, there was His Imperial Majesty to sit upon David's throne. 1930, crowned King of Kings, conquering line of the tribe of Judah to loosen the 7 seals, fulfillment of prophecy, Revelation 5:5, fulfilled. And then you had other groups amongst the Gentiles, as it says first to the original Hebrew Israelite according to flesh and blood. That's where race, that's where so-called racial issues are relevant. First to the Jew, then to the Gentile, or then to the Greek and other nations. So then you had the rise of the other Jews, the Eurocentric Jews, which many of them are of original Hebraic and Jewish blood, like the Ethiopian Jews and Ethiopian Hebrews. But many of the Zionists are converts, but that gets into a different subject matter. But many of the Eurocentric Jews that we know as Jewish people today, you had the rise of Jews for Jesus and then the Messianic Jewish movement of Messianic Judaism, and other recent people I've hung out with in the past year amongst my own community in Southwest Virginia. A lot of Messianics, both Jew and Gentile, in the Messianic faith that acknowledge the commandments of Yahweh and the true testimony of Yahoshua Ha Moshiyah, just like His Imperial Majesty and the Tewahedo Judeo-Christian faith. So far in 2013, fulfillment of prophecy takes place, and this only proves the true divinity of His Imperial Majesty as King of Kings, the Lion of Judah, worthy to open the 7 seals in these last of last days. So I'm gonna stop right there, and I want to say that regardless of what so-called mansion of Rastafari, Bobo Ashanti from the original Jamaican uprising and in parts of Africa and Ethiopia and the Americas, with the Bobo Ashanti, Nyabingi order, fulfilled Rasta, 12 tribes of Israel, Orthodox, whatever, non-denominational like myself. I want to say Rastafari is about truth and righteousness. It's not about the accessories so much anymore. Dreadlocks still has its spiritual relevant connection to those who are true Rastafari, who are born again. But the so-called image of dreadlocks and so-called idle food diet, vegetarian, smoking herb, those are good things, but those are accessories. True Rastafari is about your heart and acknowledging the divinity of His Imperial Majesty, His teachings, as well as the teachings of Yeshua the Son, as one and the same. His Imperial Majesty said, "I glory in the Bible." So you can't be so-called Rasta or Rastafari, take upon the new name and reject His teachings of Rastafari himself, of His Imperial Majesty. That's nonsense. So that's what it means. I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes. So people looking at my image, my skin tone, and I might be called as one of the righteous Gentiles. One of the righteous Gentiles according to my humanity of flesh and blood and so-called race. Like, oh, is this white man talking about Ra? I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes and say, oh, let me tell you about Rastafari. I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. I'm of the Gentiles according to flesh and blood. So I would never allow my head to get too big, allow myself to get too big for my pants.